I'm excited. I mean, every time I get to compete for GB, I get excited. But a World Champs it's one of the main things that we train for. My coach always talks in the 3 years, Worlds, Olympics, Worlds. And so we're at the start of that sort of 3-year cycle for him, and that's exciting for us. I can't wait to get out and compete.
You're in Dubai for holding camp. What are you expecting from the next few days, and what are you looking to get out of it?
I'm expecting a lot of heat. I've come into the holding camp quite late compared to everybody else. Some people have been here a week already, and I've been seeing just how much the heat is affecting people. So I think I'm expecting to try and get used to that, to be training in these conditions where I know it'll be slightly different when we get to Doha because of the air conditioning in the stadium. But I think I do need to get used to training at this kind of heat again. I do train in the winter in Florida, so that helps because I do have some heat, but this is a very different kind of heat.
Is it the air conditioning right by the runway or right by the pit, I think I heard?
I don't know about the air conditioning. If it's right by the runway, maybe we'll get a little gentle tailwind helping us down. Who knows?
Have you competed much in this sort of heat, this climate region before?
I've never competed in this region before, never. So this will be something new for me. But training in Florida, I think will have been helpful. You know, I do hard sessions in kind of 30+ degree heat. I mean, that's the standard here. We're pushing more towards 40. But I think having that experience doing tougher sessions in the Florida heat should be helpful to me, but I've never competed in it, so we'll see.
Does the way in which this has come about, how does that feel at the moment? Does that make it a bit extra special, the way that it's come about?
Yeah, I think I was right on the edge of not coming. Only being 1 centimetre away from the qualifying standard, and then getting that invite accepted did sort of push things right to the edge in terms of excitement and nerves. But knowing that I've been given the chance to compete here, it makes me all that more determined to make sure that I do myself justice and that I do everybody that's believed in me justice.
Yeah, I imagine so. So just tell me about that extra motivation to grab this chance.
It really feels like an opportunity that I need to take hold of with both hands. Every single time I go out to compete, I'm trying to do my best, but this really feels like I've got an extra edge, thinking, okay, nobody had to pick me here. People had the chance to turn down my invitation, and it's been accepted. And I really want to prove people right that have, put themselves forward and believed in me.
Do you feel like this season has given you a platform to grasp that opportunity?
Yeah, I think so. My season started out really well, and then I was having some technical difficulties. We were trying to get my takeoff position right, and just as I feel I'd got it right, I ruptured a ligament in my ankle. And so I then, 6 weeks before the trials, I was in a boot. I was thinking, okay, maybe I'm not going to make it to the trials. I don't know what this season holds for me anymore because I've got this quite serious injury. But we managed to rehab it really, really well. Came back for the trials, jumped a big season's best. Felt like I'd maintained that technical ability that I'd finally got as I got injured. And so I think now that I've had a good training block, I've got the opportunity to really build on that and to hopefully be bringing out some big jumps.
Yeah, tell me about those changes. They sound quite fundamental to what you do. So tell me about that and kind of about that whole process ongoing.
So my coach has basically been trying to get me to take off in a certain position so that my foot is directly underneath me when I take off instead of stepping out forward and reaching. I mean, when you look at it on film, it's really straightforward. It sort of sounds quite technical, but it's not. It's instead of reaching out in front of me, it's putting my foot down, which sounds easy. But when you're going as fast as you possibly can at top speed, it's quite a hard thing, and it's kind of scary to do. So I think a lot of it was just getting the nerve to actually put my foot down and trust that I'm going to keep going and not fall flat on my face. Which, again, sounds easy. Isn't as easy as you think. I did a little coaching session with some adults who'd never really done long jump before recently, and they thought, just run and jump. And people do realize as soon as you try and take off at your top speed, it's a whole different ball game.
I guess the challenge ahead is trusting that on the biggest stage.
Exactly.
Now, isn't it? So how are you seeing it?
Well, I feel like I've got that nailed. I've got that in my head now that I know how to take off. I know how it's supposed to feel, and I think that's a big part of it is understanding the feeling of taking off in the right position. And now that I've done that over and over, I feel like I really executed that well at trials. I just need to keep doing it. I think I've got it in my head now, and to the point where I don't have to think about it so much, so I can just go out there and compete, because that's my favorite thing to do, is to compete. When it comes to a big championships, I just want to be, whoever's there, I want to beat you. I don't want to have to be thinking about technical things, and I think it's nice that I've got that so drilled in.
Yeah, competing at major champion, you did it in London 2017. How much have things changed since then, and how do you look back on that experience?
So much has changed since 2017. I've changed coaching setups. I've moved half my year to Florida instead of being based in Birmingham. And so it's going to be a totally different championship. I've got a totally new training group. At the time I had one training partner, now I have about 25. And they're all sprinters. So, now I'm used to working on a sort of running-based program, whereas then it was much more focused on the jumps. I knew I needed to make a change in terms of fixing my runway and changing how I run and the speed that I run at. And I feel like I've been doing that. I have so much faith in my coaching setup. It's been brilliant. Last year, in the first year of the change, I improved 11 centimeters. Hadn't had a PB for 2 years and then got one of 11 centimeters, which is at this level I think is really significant. So I really believe in what I'm doing, and hopefully it's a totally different story to 2017 where I didn't make the final. I don't like not making finals. To be honest, I don't like not winning medals. You go to championships because you want to win, or at least I do, and I think most athletes will tell you the same thing, is that every time they compete they go out there to win. And so my first goal is definitely going to be get myself to that final, and then we'll see.
To pull on that jersey, that GB jersey at a World Championship, try and put into words what happens.
It's hard to put it into words. When you're a kid and you're watching World Championships, you watch and you go, these people are superhuman, they're something else, this is a different kind of person. And as you gradually move your way up in athletics, you realize that every athlete is just a person like you that's worked hard and that has some talent. And you think, okay, if I have some of that talent, I just need to add the hard work and I can do it as well. And when that opportunity actually comes and you think, this is me now, I am that person that I was idolizing as a kid. Like I'm there, I'm competing at World Championships. It means so much. Every hour that we put in at the track, at the gym, it's for moments like these. And it lasts all year, and people don't see that. You don't see the misery of it. We share a lot of it on social media, but people aren't really sharing the misery because it doesn't look good. It's not exciting, it's not fun, but we all know that it's happened. We all know how much work we've put in, and it's exactly for these moments. And I think I try, every time I go out to a major championship like this, once I get out there, I try and just have a little memory there in my head of exactly what we've gone through all year for the past 3-4 years to put myself at this level and go, do yourself justice because you've really worked for this.